Henry Crawford wandered into Becanto Town territory and he got shot.
No.
He's in the ICU on critical life support and they don't think he's gonna make it.
No. No.
Despite Henry Crawford being shot, football stops for no man, so we started Season 2 off by claiming our 0.04 Ethereum prize for winning Division 8 last season. We then used this money to bolster the squad with some of our academy injections, and despite a disappointing intake, there were still some somewhat promising players joining the ranks who could play a future role at the club. We also added promising youngster Dos Santos to strengthen the midfield, as well as experienced right-back Marchetti to cover our weak spot in defence for a combined total of 0.03 Ethereum. But then a moment 3 years in the waiting finally came to fruition. That's right, I'm talking about my very own legendary player that I've received courtesy of winning the first ever Footium quiz. And if you were around the Footium platform during that time, you'll remember what an absolute clusterfuck that quiz was. But we came out on top, and due to our successes, we were rewarded with a 65 rated max 97 potential right wing back in the form of Diego Costa. Now I always remembered Diego Costa as an angry fucker up front, but I digress. And I certainly can't complain, of course. A legendary is a legendary after all, and we have now listed Diego Costa on the market for 1.7 Ethereum to see if we can attract any interest while hype is high, but if he remains with the club for the rest of the season, that's fine as well. Wait, we've already sold him? He got sold for 1.7 Ethereum. Woo! Yeah! Come on! Well, that was a weird noise. That's right, before even setting foot in the club's training ground, Diego Costa has departed to the fine tune of 1.7 Ethereum, aka $5,300, aka £4,200 of the King's finest. Like, that's double the price of my Sower gallery right now, for fuck's sake. It clearly shows this game and the transfer market around this game is well and truly alive. And quite frankly, selling was the only option for me. Now, I do believe in Footium as a long-term game and platform, but for anyone who has been in crypto long enough, you'll know that you've got to get that bag while the hype and demand is high, and that's exactly what we've done here. Now, for match day 1, tactically we'll be sticking with what got us promoted from Division 8, and that is an attacking 4-2-3-1 formation with club captain Martinez in the hole, strong bronze wingers Dumont and Shams either side of him, with other key silvers being Nicholas West in net and Walter Lasagne at the back to ensure a strong spine in the team. And I'm certainly under no illusions here. I know that Division 7 is a big step up from Division 8, with lots of my competitors in the division having many more bronze players than myself, including Jack Pisora here. So we decided to go out and spend a little bit of that Diego Costa money on ensuring we had a strong squad depth for the upcoming season, and we did that by adding Antonio Freire and Alfredo Torres for the combined total of about £110. So a strong start to the season here is a must to get the ball rolling. And get the ball rolling we did, as we rolled it into the fucking net 3 times in a 3-2 victory over Mindon, the winning goal scored by my goalkeeper, so that's still happening. Fuck me. A massive fixture on match day 3 against our biggest rivals, Bingforden. For anyone unaware, they got promoted with us last season from Division 8, and they're all a bunch of fucking assholes. We hate Bingforden, so luckily early goals from Sanchez and Diaz put us in a comfortable position at half-time, despite Bingforden clawing a goal back themselves. And the second half was a repeat of the first, with goals from Silva and Dos Santos 10 minutes apart, before a consolation effort from Bingforden dampened the result. Unfortunately, things started to get gloomy as we suffered our first loss of the season to the rampant Tidge Rovers, with that result sandwiched between 2 1-0 wins. And speaking of 1-0 wins, we comfortably beat Morts Dawkinson, managed by Jack Pisora, 1-0. We were speaking about 1-0 wins after all, so, you know, we beat them 1-0, and comfortable would also be a false accusation, as they absolutely battered us in the second half, but hey, that doesn't count for shit if they don't score any goals, lads and ladies. So after game 6, we found ourselves in 3rd place, firmly in the race for the Division 7 title. we had to ensure Henry Crawford's outcome was a successful one for us. We proceeded to beat Kerfield Town 3-1 thanks to scoring a penalty of all things. That's honestly a rarer occurrence than your goalkeeper scoring on this game. Like, I'm genuinely not even kidding. It's harder to score a penalty than a goal with your goalkeeper, for fuck's sake. And then to ensure we had the squad we needed for the remainder of the season, we dipped into the transfer market to secure Sergio Estevez and Miguel de Sa from friend of the channel Backman for about £65. Two 18-year-olds with room to grow into strong players for the club over their career, and they started the next game where we went 2-0 down. What the fuck? We're supposed to be the heroes here! But one day in your life, you'll get to witness something special. And when you do, it will be called the comeback of all comebacks. Because we came back from being 2-0 down in the 80th minute to, to still lose. Apparently, for fuck's sake. A strong first half and a second half double from academy prospect Garcia ensured our season form didn't completely capitulate, with a massive double-header against third in the league Wobury Park coming up. Unfortunately, when it comes to the players in my club, to put it lightly, their condition is, how do you say it? Absolutely fucked! And that cost us in the first matchup against Wobury Park, where we succumbed to a 3-0 defeat away from home with some key players out missing the game, but bringing main man Martinez back into the fold for the reverse fixture proved to be the change needed to ensure the win. But then the inconsistency continued, once again pulling a 2-0 deficit back to 2-2, but falling apart in the final minutes for a 4-2 loss. Clearly the low condition proving to be a sticking point in the results right now. But somehow, despite the indifferent form, we remained in the automatic spots for promotion. And then I thought, let's really fuck around and find out with 9 games to go. Fuck my players' condition. I'm training these motherfuckers up in preparation for season 3. I don't give a fuck how fucked my players are and what it does to their form. We want to lay the groundwork for future seasons. And if we don't get promoted because of this decision, well then that's just something I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. Unfortunately, as predicted, this perhaps did impact us in a loss to runaway league leaders Tidge Rovers, meaning our upcoming away day to Jack P. Sower's Morts Dawkinson could end up being our biggest game of the season. It was sure to be an epic, dramatic battle between two titans of the league. Nope! We got absolutely fucking annihilated by Okiki, meaning we were not only 4 points off of the automatic promotion spots, but we were also in severe danger of missing out on the top 5 payout placements, and of course, saving Henry Crawford's life. Clearly, the difference in approach between both teams' fitness regimes played out today, with Morts Dawkinson having a well-rested squad, while we had the opposite of a well-rested squad. Another loss to a top-half rival in the form of a 4-1 defeat to Patton Albion meant the season was all but over, trailing second place Morts Dawkinson by 9 points and a much inferior goal difference with 3 games to go. Unfortunately, we all know what this means for Henry Crawford. He will be missed. We decided to use those remaining 3 games to ensure that players could hit the next training unlock ready for Season 3, with one last training slot being used on Keyman Martinez in preparation. Some interesting positions were used to ensure we could get all of the players who needed matchday minutes into the lineups, with the club managing to secure a victory in all 3 remaining games, rounding the season off with a 2-0 win against Bury Rangers thanks to goals from Williams and Mustafa. All of this ensured a semi-respectable 3rd place finish for Season 2 despite some questionable management decisions from myself, with Player of the Season going to Cecilio Diaz for his commanding midfield performances, and Young Player of the Year once again going to Andres Martinez. And come the end of the season, the club managed to finish with an astonishing £3,413 profit for the year, putting at a total net profit of £4,317 after the 2nd season of Footium.
Hey Royal Livy with sunglasses, it's me again, the chairman. I just wanted to pop in and say, unlucky on missing out on promotion. I know we wanted to go up this season with the players at our disposal.
Yeah, well, you know, all things considered, I think in the end it was a tough run. We'll just treat it like a holding season, see what academy prospects we get in the club ready for next year, and just go again strong in Season 3 and give it the good old college try.
Yeah, of course, that's the plan. And hey, I'm also sorry to hear about Henry Crawford. I know he was an important part of the dressing room.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a shame it had to go down the way it did. I just wish I could have done more for him in the moment when he was shot, you know?
What do you mean, in the moment?
Wait, yeah, you know, with all that happened, you know, and him losing his life and all. It's, yeah.
But I told you about Crawford getting shot. You weren't there when it happened.
Right, I just meant I wish I was there in the moment, so I could have done more, is what I'm trying to say. I just didn't do enough for him in the moment. We had to ensure Henry Crawford's outcome was a successful one for us. Fuck my player's condition. And if we don't get promoted because of this decision, well then that's just something I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life.
It was you. You're the one who killed Henry Crawford.
That's why you didn't want the club to get promoted. Because then we'd all know it was you.
Right, yeah, it would seem that that would be the case.
Ah, fuck it, what's done is done. We'll just try again in season 3.
Alright then, cool.